Hello, everybody. Welcome to Scene 4, Living World of Darkness, the vampire venue. So we are joined in the saddest room and the saddest place, and sad, as Jinx is sitting there typing on her computer, furiously looking up records from Staten Island. Her face awash of blood, tears streaming down her face. The rough sniffling sounds. The door, it's. She thought she locked it, but in that crying state, you don't really know you've locked things. It's that blubbery, hiccupy state. She's comfort eating as well because you know what, this has just been the worst day ever. But there's blood going in the ice cream and she's eating it, and there's more crying and blood and typing, and it's just a gigantic pity party of sadness. That is all that I can describe. And yeah, that is Jinx, alone, sad, and just so much sad.
You paint quite a picture. Yeah, you thought you locked the door, but even if you did, it's Lola's house. She has keys. So one way or another, the door is finally going to open after a light tap from a knuckle.
Jinx will just be sniffling, typing away, like, but you just hear that, like, hiccuping sound.
And, Lola and her perfectly coiffed hair will lean in. Busy?
She'll, like, dip her head down while she's typing, But you can hear the doop, doop on the keyboard of, like, what you can obviously assume is the blood tears coming down her face.
Oh, Lord. Yep. She will, go ahead and sashay her way in. She just let herself into Jinx's room. And come over and, is she, like, sitting on the floor? Sitting, what is she doing?
She has made a miniature blanket fort thing around her, like a cocoon. Almost like a hive, you would say. Haha. As she is, kind of sitting in it, as the laptop is basically being her shield from anyone who comes in to obviously see the blood stain. She's in pajamas, they are blood stained. She is eating ice cream, they are blood stained. It is just blood tears everywhere.
Is she like, does she have them like propped up, or is she just wrapped up in like all the blankets?
Wrapped up in all the blankets. She is now. She is like a miniature burrito going on.
She's a little cocoon. Yep.
We'll kind of look up as Lola's walking over.
Oh, you're a mess, dear. She'll fold down next to her.
Just continuous typing.
And when she's sat herself down, I'll glance aside again. Do you want to talk about it?
What?
And a hand lifts, gesturing first up to Jinx and the general vicinity of her face, and then down the entire front of her body, and then back up again.
Oh, nothing is wrong. I am just kind of won't answer, but you see more like fresh little bits of red starting to appear around her eyes. She just types faster.
And, well, you know what? Laptops can swivel. So Lola is going to take the blanket cocoon, and she is going to get a hold of the blanket cocoon and pull it up and into her lap, letting her kind of swivel the laptop with her since it's only a very slight move.
The blanket cocoon, you can tell she just doesn't have the energy, even if she wanted to put up a struggle, with her.
Yep,
quite pathetically, I might add.
No, Lola just sets her in her lap and doesn't stop her from typing, doesn't really pay much mind to what she's typing, because for all I know, it's just literal mountains of coding. But yeah, she'll just move her into her lap and let her keep going and wrap her arms around her. making sure to do it under her own arms so that she doesn't like get in the way of the mad type flails.
Did you? I didn't make a mess in the hole, did I?
If you did, Hair will clean it up.
She just nod.
And just glance down again at just the stained, like she's cocooned, so the blankets are all stained up now too. So as she gingerly plucks the blankets a little more firmly around her, just to make her feel a little more secure, kind of doing her best to dodge the bloodied bits. Still not upset?
I All I did was tell her the truth, and I just look down and keep typing.
Where did it get you?
I found out something far more than I wanted to.
Were you out with Ivy again?
Odd. She came to see me. I was having a bad day.
And what did you tell her?
The truth. That I'm scared. That I feel like I don't bring any joy to anything. Only pain. And that I told her what Sasha wanted me to do, but I couldn't do it.
And what did she think of all that?
She said she understood not having joy in anything. And she understood why Sasha wanted to do what she did, and then she told me. And that's when the tears like fall really fast. She's like typing faster, but still trying to talk, but her hands start to shake. That's when I saw Rebecca.
And Lola will let her pretend really hard until the point where she starts getting frustrated, backspacing madly, and probably eventually smacking the keyboard because if her hands are that shaky. So yeah, she'll wait until the illusion of typing just falls away, like crumbles. And only then will finally turn Jinx around so that she's sitting across her lap and will hug her in, even though this is going to positively ruin her robe.
Ivy's not Ivy. She's Rebecca. Only she's been made to call herself Ivy.
I imagine it's not too dissimilar from Hair.
She'll take out of her bag this little notepad, and Lola will see the "Please help me. My name is Rebecca." Etched in, like someone dug the pen in. And then she will see written under that, "Kaylee loves Rebecca, and Rebecca wants you to save her."
And yeah, she'll muse over that, but fail to comment and just kind of let Jinx keep talking. Let her spill it out.
I was telling her the truth about her sire, her mother. That she's just like Sasha. She just wants to use her like Sasha wants to use me. And then she started crying. But she was telling me how wonderful Jennifer was. But then she wrote to let her out and to help her.
I find more often than not that a sire wants a tool, not a child. She'll be stroking her hair, still just holding her so that she can like lean her head on her chest, letting her cry it out. She gonna need a shower.
Then she was trying to tell me that she'll have a look for this Rebecca girl. And then I figured out what she was trying to say, that we should look for a girl named Rebecca on Staten Psychiatric Facility. That's her. And I can't do anything.
You couldn't find the information?
No, I'm looking, I'm waiting. Her sire's the Malkavian Primogen, Ola.
Sorry, say it again.
Her sire's the Malkavian Primogen.
So?
She's powerful. If I'm to get Rebecca back, how am I going to do that? Primogen are like the head of the areas of each of the clans. Like we have one in the Camarilla. They're like the top dog, apart from the prince. They're like the council.
That is all well and good. But as long as she is not drinking, she can only be controlled so far.
I've never seen this before. She was trying to tell me what was wrong, but she couldn't. She just kept saying how wonderful her sire was, but crying.
And, Lolo takes up a vaguely, an almost pained expression looking down at her, like, sort of that you don't even know.
I'm stupid. I shouldn't have. I just wanted to be honest with her.
I don't see the harm in that.
And now how can I?
And now you have learned.
But I want to help.
Did you find the information on her before?
No, not yet. I'm looking through the files at the minute.
And once you find it, you'll be better equipped to help her.
She'll nod. But what happens if I get you and Rex in trouble?
What you should do instead is involve us, so that there is no trouble. Or we can use her as a scapegoat, if necessary.
We could. Nod. Have you ever thought you were falling for someone? Ivy? Like Ivy? You know, when you were human?
What do you mean, like Ivy?
Someone who makes you feel happy.
Oh, of course I did. And she'll go back to lightly, like, combing her hair back behind her ears, just... the other arm wrapped around her, just being close. The whole cocoon, little Jinx larva.
And do you feel it now?
Oh, not in a long time.
Do you want to?
And she muses over that. Like, picks her head up a bit and really thinks about it. I can't say that it would be a bad thing. But I also can't see myself bothering to take interest in most of these people. They just don't interest me.
It's just a nod.
They're
You probably
boring
think I'm
or self-absorbed.
just a nod. You probably think I'm stupid anyway for chasing this.
She blinks a time or two and glances down at her. Do you really think I would think that?
I don't know.
And she'll tip a finger under her chin, try to catch her eyes properly through the red haze of tears. While I think that sex is silly at this point, a relationship is not sex. And love is not sex.
We've. It's not like I'm in love with her and we've not had sex.
It's. She pauses, smirks faintly. Even a close friendship is nothing so useless as wasting blood on pretending to be alive. There's no
But I
reason you
don't
can't
want
still
to
feel.
pretend. I don't want to pretend, Lola.
Then don't.
When you feel, how do you feel?
There's a faint narrowing of the eyes because she knows that there's a distinct difference in, well, the results of their feeding. What are you driving at?
I'm just saying, everyone seems so much better at hiding the fact that they're frightened that they can't feel anything anymore. Or at least they have to pretend to. When all I want is to feel things and not have to hear people scream if I get too close. Not have to watch. And then there's a part of me that enjoys it. I can hear it ticking around my head, saying it's good, you should embrace this. And it excites me and terrifies me.
Well, I imagine it doesn't really help your point. That excitement is still feeling. It is perhaps not a feeling you would choose, but it is still feeling.
Should just mull that over and nod. It's just everyone talks to me about seizing life. I hear Opal telling me constantly that it's all about that. When she'll look over and like another like tiny little fountain of tear will come out of her face. I can't even reach that.
And again, the head tilts, and she'll reach over and actually go so far as to wipe away at least one of the bright crimson streaks down her cheek. Jinx, first and foremost, we survive. But you know how to survive by now. So chase what makes you happy.
She's not.
And so, if being with Rebecca makes you happy, spend time with her. If helping Rebecca will make you happy, then do it. Just don't stake your survival on it.
I'm not, but she kind of looked down. Everything just feels so fragile.
Minds are very fragile things, I find.
Do you feel guilty when you kill people? Or have you
Her,
killed someone?
her eyebrows pop up. I don't kill.
Right. Just nod.
I couldn't say, though. You've made such a point of being detached. Because everything is a show. And everything is a game. I couldn't tell you if I'd feel guilty.
But that person had a life. They had memories, things to chase.
Well, yes, but I wouldn't kill for fun. And I wouldn't kill on purpose. I imagine by the time I killed, it would be out of necessity. Because if it is my life or theirs, I will choose mine. But no, I don't kill.
Craig didn't tell you how he made sure I was okay to feed, did he?
She quirks a brow.
That night that hare was brought here. He told you he had handled it, but did he tell you exactly how he handled it?
No.
I asked Craig to help me get food, someone I could just knock over the head and feed and run. So instead he called the people from the bookstore. Craig asked me what type and I said a woman. I did not care either way. So we got driven to this location. We brought Hare to keep her safe. We found a woman tied to a chair with a note saying, "Once I finish, I'm to dispose of her." She looked about my age. She was so scared, and I fed. And she screamed. And then Hare slit her throat. I stopped myself from taking too much. And then they just cut up her body.
What, Craig?
No, one of the girls from the bookstore.
There's just kind of a grimace.
But Hare slit her throat like it was nothing.
Hair is someone's broken doll.
But it's my fault that girl was there.
I imagine if it wasn't you, it was someone else who would have called in a favor. Or one of them feeding for themselves.
But I still got her killed, Lola. I did that.
No, they did that. Because if you had hunted for yourself, you wouldn't have killed.
Should not. Only if it was an accident like the other time, and that was an accident, and I didn't mean
Accidents
to.
will happen. She goes back to kind of soothingly trying to stroke her hair. Just, again, kind of pulling her in, potentially even like rocking a bit.
Do you think Rex feels
flawless.
guilty? Do you think Rex feels guilty?
I imagine that Rex is killing before he changed.
But do you
And
still
if he
think he feels
does,
guilty about it?
if he does, I doubt he would ever confess to it.
I wouldn't judge him for it.
No. But you can tell that bravado is a large part of how he was raised. How he was when he was living.
Most of the time, I just want to hug Rex.
There's a vague smirk.
I mean, most of the time, I just want to tell him that he doesn't have to always be bravado with everyone. He can just be what he wants to be around us.
And you have a strange knack for bringing that out of people.
I care about you and him. As much as I love, say that, twisting her head, like closing her eyes, Sasha, she doesn't love me.
She doesn't.
And I'm not even going to roll willpower because fuck it, yeah. She starts sobbing quite heavily.
Oh, no. And she'll pull her in and just hug her tightly, let her cry all over her. She's going to end up looking like she was at a massacre.
Oh, no. Eventually, after about 2 minutes, she stops.
This robe is ruined. That's the way.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is. Eventually, she'll stop. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Find it refreshing how much you can feel.
I try.
Even when it ruins your ice cream. She glances over to like the little Ben and Jerry's pint that is like also looks like it attended a massacre.
No, and it was the caramel crunch thing, and I really like that. Even though I'll probably vomit it up later, it's really nice.
If you think about it, even the living will drink themselves to vomitous levels anyways. I don't see how it's any worse to binge on something you enjoy, knowing that it won't stay down.
I tried earlier.
What, drinking?
I can. I tried to see could I drink myself so I would pass out. Do you want to know something else I've done?
Do
Which
tell.
might upset you. I slit my wrist
Shrugs.
before. Just to see what
Recently?
would happen. She'll nod. Just to see could I die.
Oh, I'm sure you
And
can.
do you know what happened?
No.
I lay in there in the bath for hours as it was bright red. And I was still there. Still alive. I even put the toaster in. It's done. That was the early days after Sasha embraced me. and I could just not feel anything.
I imagine she was furious.
She'll nod. I thought about going out into the sun and waiting, but there was a part of me that told me not to do that, and that was before I found you and Rex.
I hope you haven't felt the need to go to similar lengths more lately.
She'd shake her head. No. No, I have not. I would just be scared if I lost you too.
We are not living the same lives that we once lived, Jinx, but it is not so bad. It is different. But it's not so bad.
I'm sorry if I make you worry.
No, you do. Constantly.
I don't mean to, I'm just having a trouble coping that I drink blood for a living.
You're adjusting, and I'm pretty sure you run on cocaine and Mountain Dew, but no. You've brought no threat on us. You haven't gotten yourself killed. I'd call it a win.
Just for that reason?
She finally offers a more warm and doting smile and gives her a briefer, more earnest little hug.
Yeah, Jinx seems to just she practically like even like the cocoon unwraps and she just like curls into you like a puppy.
Yeah, she finally drops the removed facade and warms up and gives her a proper caring hug.
You won't tell Rex I'm like this, will you?
I don't know that I'll need to. You've been sobbing loud enough that even he might hear it.
I didn't mean to worry him.
It is not a bad thing. You want so
I don't
badly to
like worrying.
feel. And while
I don't
worry
like
is
worrying
not
him.
the emotion that we would choose, it is still feeling.
He's not mad at me, is he?
Of course not.
She'll nod.
She'll like teasingly pop her chin up and give her like the mock serious mom stare type thing. He's nicer to you than I am.
She'll smile a bit. You know, as a little kind of half of the tears going away, she kind of finally sniffles her nose and like blood is all over her wrist. I've never hardly had a stable dad. And he's maybe unorthodox, but it's nice to have a father, you know?
He cares.
I mean, if I could, I would ask him to adopt me, but I think he might get embarrassed.
I don't know if he would or if he would think it was a fabulous idea. The next thing we'd know, we'd have adoption papers. It's really anyone's guess.
I'm half tempted to say that he is my sire, but everyone knows who I belong to, and I don't think they like me for it.
Well, that is not on you. That is on her.
But I carry the price of her being her.
You do. But it is something that can be. She kind of pauses, tilting her head this way and that. Evened out over time. Once you have a name that is more important than hers, her actions won't matter nearly as much.
She'll nod.
And as long as you don't drink, you don't have to worry about her. Hmm.
She wanted me to put you two against each other.
There's a faint smirk. I guess she doesn't like you having a more stable family than she does.
No one can be trusted, only Mother.
Yeah, but Mother doesn't
That's
love
what she,
you. Mother's
I love her
keeping you
though.
like a pet.
I'm
Of
not
course you
her
do.
pet. It's just, it's not even, I haven't drank from her in a long time. But it's still that memory, you know?
Perhaps you should focus more on the memories that you're chasing with Rebecca than the ones you're chasing with Sasha.
I know, I'm trying. That's why I come here all the time. So
Good.
I'm with you and Rex. So I don't have to think about Sasha.
No. She'll kind of playfully tilt her head up as though it's, well, don't mind me saying type thing. Well, just kind of tilt her head up and play with her hair a bit. You could just move in properly.
I like my hive though. She'll cuddle a bit. I've even gotten an upgrade. I
So
have a
bring your
security
upgrade
system.
here.
I can.
Did you say
I've
I
got
can?
like cam. Yeah, and that like that really hopeful like
Of course you can.
I've even got like a fortified door thing I can install on the door. I've gotten the best Wi-Fi. I can have a lot of things.
Then bring what is important to you and move in properly. And focus on the new tie, the healthier one, as opposed to one that is dragging you into a worse place.
Yeah, Lola gets this big fucking cry hug squeeze of a hug.
Now her hair is ruined too. It's just a magical process of ruining Lola's mystique.
Yeah,
She's probably got blood streaks on her own cheek now just because she like mushes their faces together in the hug.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, it is the Addie grandeur and mystique of Lola has now disappeared.
Lola is slowly but surely becoming the Lady Bathory.
Oh my
One
god,
tear at
yes.
a time. Though, for what it's worth, for once, she is not putting on airs about it. She doesn't seem to. I mean, she notices. She'll like flick the bloodied hair back over her shoulder to where it's not like right in the side of her gaze, but doesn't seem especially put off.
Jinx will do that awkward, like, letting go and sorry.
Bring your things. Move forward instead of looking back.
Just a nod, that awkward, like, I'm sorry I ruined your hair nod,
I'm washable.
Is Rex going to move in as well?
If I can convince him to. Or he leans in a little bit if you can convince him to.
She's nod enthusiastically.
My home is
We
big
should
enough for the three of us.
we should talk
And
to
then
that
some.
Josh. We should talk to that Josh. Have a whole family.
There's like a blink.
There's
The
four of
newer
us.
gangrel. Yes.
He's from Rex's childhood. They're friends. So
You
maybe we
have
should
made
get to
some
know him.
mention.
Maybe we could get to know him and give him a try run.
I don't see why not.
And if I help Rebecca get away from her mother, can she stay with us as well?
So long as she is truly away and not about to invite her mother in to my home, I don't see why not.
She'll nod. I won't bring her here until I know.
When you are sure, and once you have explained the rules to her, bring her in. Visits are fine in the meantime. Visits don't give her the... She pauses. The weight to make invitations of her own.
And besides, by the time I'm finished, I will have make sure that if she does try to come here, we're invited or no, she will have to deal with. She gets this like eyebrow waggle, the hive.
So be it.
Yeah, she
I
gives
imagine walking right into my parlor should be an appropriately daunting thing unless one's invited.
I'll make it like that.
Good.
Yeah, and I should shower.
There's a slow nod. I really hope my chin doesn't touch my neck because if it does, it's going to spread the blood stains nod.
Thank you, Lola.
Of course, Jinx.
My
Now and
name's
again,
Kaylee.
another nod.
You can call me Jinx if you want, but my name is Kaylee.
Now and again, Kaylee, we all need grounding.
She'll grin, even you.
Oh no, I'm flawless. Just hair flip. Blatantly
Jinx will
sarcastic.
smirk and then run into the shower room like an excited child, as always. Still a bit like sad, but you know what I mean. A bit more. Well, she got told to move in, so she is a bit happier.
They perked up a little, which is really all we can hope for.
Yeah,
As long as she's not like dragging herself along the
Mhm.
floor in a blanket cocoon, we've made progress.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And
The
when
blood tears have stopped flowing. We're good. We're good.
once she takes flight to the shower, we'll regard this pile of just ever so thoroughly stained blankets, and we'll pluck them up, bundle them, and on her way back to her room, we'll pitch them down the laundry chute. And we'll just shuck off her robe and pitch that down with it. And we'll go to take a shower of her own because, the Lady of Bathory look is great for Halloween, but the rest of the year maybe not so much. So I dare say that is a perfectly fine place to say thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. And we will see you next time on Living World of Darkness. What is it? Sabaton Street? Camarilla in the Sheets? No. Camarilla. I quit. I'm done. Vampire. Fucking vampires. Grr.